Hey everybody, welcome back. Day 2.
Day 2. We're here with Dan and Lisa, and it is day number 2, and we're going to be hitting you up with a new recipe, which is
mushroom rice.
Mushroom rice. And so this is a vegetarian option. Well, kind of vegetarian because the broth, depending on which direction you would go, you go vegetable broth, but we actually used a
turkey broth left over from Thanksgiving.
Yes, from yesterday. So if you saw that,
it made like 20 cups.
Yeah.
So made a lot.
a lot of stuff. So today we're looking forward to this. What we're going to do is we're going to preview. We've got a movie, our movie today that we love so much is our favorite, Elf. And we love, there's just so many classic sayings of that. So we'll get to that in just a second. So we'll have that at the end. But what we're going to do is get right to some of our favorite lines as we do this, but also one of our favorite recipes, which is a new favorite recipes, which is really, really good, a delicious soup.
It is delicious.
So let's look into what this mushroom soup looks like.
Okay, hopefully you watched yesterday, because this starts just almost exactly the same way with one diced onion, a cup of celery chopped, and a cup of carrots chopped. So you put that in to soften along with 1 pound of mushrooms chopped and sliced. So I'm going to let you see what that looks like. See, it looks like that. So we're using Baby Bella. The original recipe that I've sort of taken off on, it had used cremini mushrooms, but you can use whatever you like, white button, whatever you like. And so we've softened those down. Maybe 7-10 minutes, and now we're going to add, because we want this to be a little bit thicker than like a broth soup, so we're going to add a little flour. This is about a 1/3 cup of flour. We're going to mix that around, and you don't want to just have raw flour in your soup. That'll give it a weird taste. So we're just going to mix that up, and it'll combine with all the good juice that was in there. And that just takes a second. So that's pretty mixed. And we're gonna put in 1/3 cup of white wine. And when you consider how much soup this makes, that's not very much wine, but it does give it just a little bit of a depth of flavor. So I'm gonna put that in now. This is just El Cheapo Chardonnay. I'm not a big wine drinker, but when I do buy it, it's always winking out from Aldi. And it costs about $2.99. So, and that really smells nice. You get a whiff of that, Dan? Mm-hmm. Smells really good. Okay, so mix in, make sure all that flour is not powder and all that wine is mixed in. See what that looks like? You don't see any globs of flour or anything like that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and pour in the broth. Are we still gonna film this way, babe?
Sure.
Okay. So this is about 6 cups of turkey broth. The original recipe called for vegetable broth. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you don't want any meat products, just use vegetable broth. That tastes pretty good. I'm using turkey because that's what I have. It doesn't have a super strong turkey flavor. Get all that off of there. So that's combined pretty good. And now we're going to add our spice. I have some thyme left over, again, from my garden out there. About a teaspoon of fresh thyme, and then a couple teaspoons of fresh chopped parsley. Again, put in what you feel like. After you tasted it, add what you want. Okay, if you were making this soup and you wanted to put dry rice in it, you would put 2 extra cups of liquid for every cup of rice that you're adding. Personally, we cook a giant batch of rice. We use brown rice on Sunday, and we keep it in the fridge all the time. So what I have already is cooked rice. So this is a cup of cooked rice. It's going right in. If you were going to do this in a crock pot, you'd want to have probably the dry rice in with the extra cups of broth. If you didn't put extra cups of broth in, then your soup would just be really, really thick. And besides adding salt and pepper to your taste, this is basically done. The original recipe that I saw was a creamy soup, and they added in sour cream at the end to give it some creaminess. What I would recommend, because I had some issues with it breaking in the soup, which means it just made little globs of white, I would say when you go to serve it in everybody's bowl, if they want, put a glob of light sour cream. We use a lot of Greek yogurt around here, which I think tastes pretty much the same and it's a lot healthier. Put a nice glob of, that's a technical term, glob of that Greek yogurt in there, and let people kind of stir it around, and that'll give it the creaminess that you want. But literally, that's all there is to this. It's super, super simple, and we're just gonna let this cook for, you know, half an hour, and everything will be combined, and we're done.
All right, so we hope you enjoyed this recipe, and let us know if you did try it, if you liked it specifically. But Elf, one of my favorite scenes is I love when he does do the syrup when he pours the syrup on the spaghetti. That whole scene just cracks me up because Will Ferrell is just so committed to the character. But I also do love, and this is where we're going to get the phrase that pays, is when he creates that Toyland within the department store. And ultimately, they're looking for who this Santa guy is, and the manager asks, his code word is, Santa's got a brand new bag. Code word. So, the big deal for you today is the phrase that pays for you, and that will allow you to get in the drawing. Again, you have to watch all 5 videos of this, is that you comment below and just say, Santa's got a brand new bag. And that's what it's going to be for today. So hope you enjoyed this one. Feel free, please, absolutely, to share any of these recipes. This is going to be on our blog. And at the end of this thing, we're going to ultimately put these all together in a 5-recipe kind of a combined post with a grocery list, which will be great as well. We did that before for our Croctoberfest. So if you are interested in finding for our Croctober challenge that we did, you can also search our blog for Croctober and find some great crockpot recipes, which will be good as well.
They're good.
And this gal is fantastic, and love her cooking and love her soups, and I'm glad we get a chance to share them with the world. So thanks, guys, for listening, and let's go.